How do we want to do it?
We're running regular goats, right?
Either one works, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Is that what we did?
goats.
I thought Niwa was Diva.
No, I was Ana last time.
Okay.
And here's the one that switched off when he almost had Nano Blade. Or Nano.
Tinsy will pressure her off. We don't need to all turn and worry about her. Just win the fight on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir, Captain, sir. Shit, we gave away our call. Fuck.
God, we're so destructive.
Yeah, we are. Right, Lighthouse. And then there's Mew.
Let's
get it. Let's get it.
Let's go straight ahead through the mega room and straight to point.
Alright.
I'm gonna turn down YouTube a little.
We just gotta watch that boot. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
So, Tennessee, be ready. Defense Matrix, a Orisa, halt.
There's a Orisa on this.
Go to point, go to point, go to point.
Yeah, I've seen it.
They won't boop.
Nope.
Fight him on point.
Yo, you see?
So there was a Lucio that came up behind us?
Look at how close he was.
Yeah, he was real close to that.
Look at that fucker.
Dude, he's so close on that.
Damn you, Kroski.
If we don't call that speed boost and go that way, we lose at least 2 to that.
Yeah.
And that completely changes how that map starts.
Yep. 100%.
One monkey jumps, one monkey jumps.
Because he almost got Niwu.
Yep. He actually did boop him, but
Junk's
just ended up booping him into point.
Yeah. Nope. Junk is low in the back though.
I'm on Winston. I'm sorry, you guys have to deal with my voice. Winston's low, Winston's low.
We deal with it every game.
I'm sorry. Stone Winston. Winston's low, Winston's real low.
We do a really good job of turtling here and playing those doors.
Up on the point and we're good.
The big anti.
Pause real quick. So when our brig does peek out like that, we try and wanna at least have a tank with the brig, so she didn't get instantly punished. I know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And I guess just communicate it.
They didn't have anything that could punish me really, because I think they lost in McCree, or McCree was slept, maybe? I don't know. Either that or he was far away, so I knew that they couldn't punish me. That's the only reason I poked out.
Alright, just huddle up on the point and we're good.
Yeah, he was back more, so that's why I poked out.
That's still a dangerous push without a tank, just in terms of goats in general.
The big anti.
Winston's still low, I think about half.
Against a dive comp like this, going for an aggressive bash out in the courtyard doesn't nearly get as much value as like punishing the tanks as soon as they show face.
Yeah.
Winston still half.
Great job matrixing the damage orb there.
More purple.
More no fade.
Charger shield.
Yeah, I am.
Hold shield Mew.
Holding shield.
Don't hold shield.
Holding shield.
Great callouts.
Holding shield.
Let's see, I'm a creeper.
No, but
alright, Junkrat.
like actually in those situations, those are great callouts. Like if those, it sounds basic as fuck, but sometimes you need to know that you're gonna be safe for that second or two. So like, Mew hold shield, and like I need to start saying it more, especially because I see the front of the fight and I see when like Mew's been aggressive for 7 seconds and hasn't shielded at all. That's also what I pointed out earlier when we were practicing, is just like be aware of high damage sources when you're playing Reinhardt and be ready to snap shield them and just hard shield those damage sources. So
tell me when they're coming by.
Yeah, this is a good play, and the commentators pointed out like Bean's dangerous right here. Like if they know at all, but they had no sonar, no nothing, they had no way to know. If they go that way, they get.
I'll watch this right side.
Bring back Bean 2018 to 2018.
Yeah, I feel like.
When I say right side, I mean my right, not yours.
I think they might be swapping.
I feel like that's safe, just for the fact that we have.
They're all goats.
Brig.
Yeah, we have Brig, we have Bubble, we have all sorts of stuff to save.
They all have 2
Yeah.
So their Rhine went up top, and if their whole team goes up top here, they can try to get a clean engage, but they just don't do it. And they can leave their junk up on the high ground where the Rhine is, and commit their team to the front of the fight, because they have a proper comp now. This junk over
attention.
time does win a fight against goats. But I just don't think they were
Same
patient
deal,
enough.
just fight on
The
point.
junk goes.
Tell me when they're over.
The diamond junk.
They're going courtyard. You won't be able to.
I almost have Nana who wants it.
Nano Ryan when they come in.
With
Okay.
no line of
tell me
sight.
No.
I'm D.Va. I have my ult.
when. Everybody.
Purple, right purple, right purple, right purple, right purple.
I'm on run. Ryan can die.
I'm rallying.
Run.
Runs down.
I think Zarya's off.
Oh, I'm
Zarya's
dead.
off.
So, y'all saw what went wrong those first couple seconds?
No, pull it back.
Pay attention to the comms.
No.
I'm D.Va. I have my ult.
Everybody.
Purple, right purple, right purple, right purple, right purple.
I'm on run. Ryan can die.
I'm rallying.
Run.
Runs down.
I think Zarya's off.
Oh, I'm
Zarya's
dead.
off the map. Zarya's dead.
Forward. Huge.
Nobody calls they have tire. Nobody calls the Lucio looking for boop. And nobody calls, like, any tank positioning whatsoever. So, like, ideally
Okay, I
here...
didn't call tire because you've told me to stop calling ults when they pop.
Doomfist.
No, not when they tire, but that they might have tire. So, like, the knowledge that they have tire, obviously when the ult gets popped, we all know. But the knowledge that they have tire makes me save my bubbles, makes Mew be ready to shield. So that type of stuff. And it changes the way we play. We would have turtled a little harder. We might not take the pick on Mew here, and we could win this without grab. It ends up working out, obviously. We're nitpicking here.
You're up. This is win.
We're just trying to...
We're just trying to find fault in every
Improve.
play
Yeah.
tomorrow, so we can improve.
I'm coming back.
Where's it
Go.
Play together.
And I didn't need to die here to junk my positioning. Like, I don't have fall off damage on my ult fire. I can run away from the grab while spamming into it.
Huge. You're up. This is win. You can win this.
Winnable. Hell yeah.
Just the mark.
Yeah, I just like stood in the junk's face for no reason. That was dumb,
Play
bud.
together. Don't take a stagger here. It's okay to leave point. They're not gonna cap it.
So yeah, right here, this was a really clean soft reset. We backed up. They had no idea we were doing it, but we just like backed up. We didn't show anything to them, and we got all our troops together for the next fight.
Just wait till we're all together. Can you speed me back?
Coming.
And Bean's already like in my head.
Bean's already there, man. He already knows.
Oh, I got pooped.
Fight on point.
Focus, run.
This was super dangerous. You're only 4 people fighting against 6.
Run. Well, we left
Run.
on point alone.
Oh, I almost left them. It's big.
So yeah, we didn't call the soft reset there. We kind of did it because we knew to do so. But if we call soft reset and we actually like fall back into the mega room or some shit and then just speed back onto point, because if we're running goats, we just stroll in wherever the fuck we want to be. So knowing that, we can kind of just like move around. We sat on point for a lot of this map, which is good. That was our game plan. But like in the event that we do need to move around, we can just move as a unit, and very little can stop us.
You guys are tied. You guys are tied with even no mag.
Drink cut off point. Nice.
Huge double boot. That's huge.
Dude.
That's map.
Don't get D.Va.
Not map.
Hell yeah.
And then we
good
just
play.
frag out.
Nice
at
job.
Good
the-
shit, Bean. Good shit,
Big
Bean.
fucking plays. Dude.
So their engage was terrible here. Their Ryan just
Bubble in one.
they bubble Ryan super early on his charge, which I get because they don't want him to get stunned. But now he's in point swinging and he doesn't have a bubble,
Fight on point.
Focus,
fight on
run.
Run, Ryan.
and that happens.
Run.
I got 2 down.
He shatters and
Oh, I
then
almost left them.
you just fire strikes him.
Also, what's it called? I feel like there's our wasted bubble too.
Yeah. Her own bubble.
They're like in their back line with no one on her anyways.
And that's
Yeah.
why, Dank, when you were on Zarya, I think one of the scrims we were playing, the practice scrims, I was trying to like micro your bubble use because against diamond players especially, they will punish bubble usage. So like saving it for the mid fight, saving it for when you're actually engaged. Like you could be at 0 energy, eventually you're gonna be at that 80 energy. It's just a matter of when. So like we can turtle. And I'm bad about it too, so call me out if you see me like wasting bubbles and we need them for something. So that's something to keep in mind.
Bubble one.
You guys are tied. You guys are tied with even no mech.
Drink call off point. Drink call off point.
And yeah, they just didn't.
That's huge.
They didn't follow up on their Ryan. They could have all just like huddled up on him, tried to keep him alive, but their healers stayed off point when they're running Moira and Lucia.
That's map.
Don't get
They're not map.
One of those healers is on a diamond team, by the way.
Nice job.
Good shit, Bean. Good
Yeah,
shit.
but I doubt she was trying to call out much for them.
2Ks to
Molly.
clean it up. Good shit,
She
guys.
shouldn't be on a diamond team.
Score. One.
She's good, but she shouldn't be on a diamond team.
Ready for battle.
Are we gonna keep it?
Yeah.
Do you think we
Do
can
we-
run
I
dive
don't-
ghosts
I
instead
don't-
here?
Yeah, I think we run dive goats here. Approach
You want
on the
us to go on
left
a break?
side and wrap around to like right onto them. Yeah. This is the comp. We can run Zen, but Zen or Ana, either one, they're kind of prone to getting dove.
Just whoever,
Alright.
if you guys are Zen or Ana, just ask for a peel and I'll try to peel back as fast as I can.
One.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Round two. Capture the objective.
Follow your hamster left side.
It's a fast hamster. Get back here.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry. I hear
Alright.
Winston.
We're all here. We're all
They
here.
dive, Moira, Junk. Junk's on left side.
Shit, I dropped off.
Wait for me, 4 seconds.
They're focusing hard on you.
He was discard.
I don't
Three,
think we took
two,
the
one.
good enough position
Jump,
to be able to
jump, jump,
follow up well enough.
Yeah, so we kind of just postured on the side over here, where Tinsy, you can fly to this high ground here, start spraying at the Widow, pressure her off. Mew can be either up on the rock where they push in through. You can be up there zapping them. You don't even need your shield. They barely get to see you, and you get free zaps in. And then when we actually do engage, you just drop, use bubble, and you can jump out as soon as you have to because you have your jump available. So that's kind of what like the speed boost should have done for us, is set up the high ground positioning for our dive tanks.
Jump.
Junk is
Zen,
dead.
Zen, 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 Zen.
Get out.
Diva on me, diva on me, diva on me.
And there, the reason I called get out is we gotta pick on a healer. We're gonna win this fight if it goes a long time. So getting out, keeping ourselves alive after that first pick, super valuable.
What's there?
Diva.
Diva,
I got her.
Keep it down.
Get junk.
Junk.
Jump.
He's money.
Face down.
Nice junk.
More.
Widow top left.
I don't know where they are. Oh.
Poor Jag.
I can't dive her.
She's discard.
Okay, if it was an actual good Widow, we really should have had one of the dive tanks on him. So like me or probably me, right?
Yeah, I think if it was a good Widow, they would have called it sooner. And
Yeah, we
at
would have
what
definitely
point?
noticed her.
Yeah, like she would have been a threat. I'm sure Niwu or Mick Bean would have said something. But I think the fact that she wasn't a threat for most of the fight, and the fact we played so quick and moved from their spawn push to our side of the point for the fight, I think just threw off the Widow altogether and couldn't get good shots in.
Yeah, good shit. Good comms that fight.
That's
Great
the.
patience.
That's
too.
the.
We don't have mech. Farm Tenzi's mech before we engage.
I got you. I can stand in front. This is stupid. Maybe a little bit of shield.
Did you lose
Yeah,
shield because
fair.
of this?
Yeah, I do,
Yep.
but it doesn't matter because it comes back in like 2
Oh,
seconds.
shit, I
If
need
that.
my
I'm trapped.
Bear down.
They're playing
It
dive.
does matter
Okay.
if they have a diva. Not having that shield in the event, like obviously they don't have bomb at this point, but just same way as you would playing Ryan, drop it right before it breaks.
And
I'll go on far
I
off.
have it right
What's
back
in
by the
this
time they
first?
engage,
Okay,
so
why not?
it just worked out perfect.
can I get some
This
heals?
is on me.
I'm being dope.
Come on.
Thank you.
I'm on
Winston,
Winston.
Winston,
Yeah, really good heals right there.
Winston.
Winston down.
Jump.
I didn't need to ult there.
No, Zen.
Rallying.
That was my bad. I didn't know how top I had.
More.
How did you die, me?
Diva's here as well.
I don't know.
Diva.
Diva low.
This is around.
I think I might put my shield down
Slow
right as I
down.
jumped.
That's
Great
the.
patience,
That's
too.
the.
We don't have mech.
Settings.
Farm Tenzi's mech before we engage.
I got you. I can stand in front.
Slow motion. Damn, look at that
Be a little bit
quality.
of shield.
Yeah, fair.
They have a fire.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh shit, I need my
I'm
mech.
trapped.
I need.
Oh shit! I need
Bear down, bear down.
And
All gone, Farah.
Yeah, fuck up my grapple, but then... Alright, so look at their engage. They have
okay,
Junkrat here,
Scattered as fuck.
then here. Is this their healer? Volley?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Volley
Yeah.
here, that's Moira here. And then Diva's like, oh shit, my Winston jumped? Maybe I should go with. Rather than like, 3, 2, 1, let's go together. So, this is what not to do. This is what to do. On their engage, you call the Pharah, I swing to the rock behind them, and I just spray her down. Like, she wasn't expecting me to be right next to her, she didn't even turn around and shoot me.
No, you annihilated her this fight. It was beautiful.
The Junk and Zen, by the time they even get in the fight, I'm pretty sure they're monkeys just trying to get out.
I'm being dope. Thank you.
Winston.
But
So,
at that point, I don't think our Zenyatta should have been right there.
yeah, Niwu's positioning's super aggressive here, but I think that was the only time this whole map he got punished and he started playing safer because of it.
Winston down. Nice, Junk is down.
Zen.
Oh, I
think
jumped.
you volleyed into your face. You just
Yeah.
got destroyed.
Nice, Junk is down.
Oh, so you're already super low when you jump.
Yeah.
Oh. So don't jump when you're
Yeah, that was my bad. I didn't know how much health I had.
Oh shit.
You're just bowled over.
Surprise hamster.
Diva's here as well.
Get Diva.
Diva.
Diva low.
Nasif, turn around, Nasif.
We really wanted that fucking
Never mind.
Alright, come back. It was so low.
Yep, get back.
You and I are coming back now.
I can kill
Watch
the
out for
Farah.
far. Watch out for far.
Yeah.
So when there's something running away like that, call it before it starts running away, and I'll be able to come back. Because by the time
I think we called it. There was the Diva there. I'm pretty sure.
Winston down.
Nice, Junk is down.
Zen.
Rallying.
That was my bad. I didn't know how much health I had.
More.
That's the funniest shit. Diva's here as well.
Get Diva.
Diva.
Oh yeah, that's on me.
Nasif.
I totally just rolled past
Never
it.
mind.
Alright, come
Back
back.
up. Back up.
Yep, get back.
You and I are coming back now.
I can kill the Farah.
Watch out for far.
Yeah,
Watch out for
I
far.
can kill the
Really forget
Farah.
Joe
I
was
can kill
dead.
the Farah. Wait until they push in and I'll kill her.
Again, our positioning's terrible here. Dank's fine, but you two, Tinsy, you pick a high ground. Mew, you pick a high ground, and just pressure them.
Okay. What if our ranged healer that heals us isn't there yet?
Yeah, because Nasif or not Nasif.
Niwu just said.
and Bean, I think both died. No, Mew just got back. Niwu was dead, I believe.
Well, no,
Yeah, he's probably
Dank
back.
has Harmony right here, so Niwu's here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think we're all here. So
think
ideally,
so.
you see where I am on the top right.
Not really. But yeah.
So we can all sit there together. Usually it'll be Tinsy there, Mew here in the middle, and then I'll freelance wherever. But Mew, you being on this middle block, you get so much pressure without even having to drop your shield. Same with you being there, Tinsy. You fire rockets at low health targets, and it's easy. We essentially at this point just like poke without poking, like the most non-committal poke possible.
Somebody orbed up on top of the gazebo.
Rather than just like sit here and try to figure out where they're coming in, we can like be up on them. This Farah, if we have Tinsy sitting up here, could be dead already.
Or, no, it's
Yeah,
still
that's Farah.
Okay.
Farah's discard.
I can't kill her. Hide.
She discard.
Fleming, 3, 2, 1.
It's on the Winston.
Winston.
Oh no, I died. I didn't put my shield down in time.
Oh wait.
Winston.
Winston.
I think they just punished the
Two,
aggression.
one.
Here.
It's on the Winston.
Oh yeah, you just
Winston?
never had time to put down your shield.
Oh no, I died. I didn't put my shield down in time.
Oh yeah, you got it just too late. Just barely. The rocket was already like on you.
So I know this goes against what we told you before, but if you are diving into 6 people, you can totally bubble right away. When you want to save your bubble is if you're diving a backline by yourself, you can kind of like jump on the backline, melee them, start zapping, and then drop the bubble and start shield dancing. Are you familiar with shield dancing?
I'm learning it. I've been watching videos that
Alright, perfect.
you sent me.
Because that'll apply to Arissa too if you try to pick her up. You just
Oh,
like
it's
jump
so
in
fun
and out.
shield dancing.
You can annoy the shit out of tracers with that. It's funny.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Oh, we got back.
Zone 1, Zone 1.
Your monkey shouldn't have jumped in there.
Focus.
Yeah, it all,
He
but
did.
he just shouldn't have jumped in there.
No, it's no.
Stun Divas, stun Divas,
Yeah,
stun
no
Divas.
ults, no ults, no
Yeah, no
ults.
ults here, just hold it, just hold. Try to hold the 99.
This kind of becomes a
I'm here, I'm
clusterfuck.
I can try to-
Yeah, it was.
Alright, Dyer, get out, Dyer, get out.
Force trance. No, we should have.
Now we
Yeah,
die,
we
now we can die,
transfer
now we can die,
trans.
they use trans.
Yeah, just die,
We
just
used our
die.
trance too.
Oh,
This is winnable though, right?
New fucking.
It is definitely.
Yeah, go, go, go,
This
go,
is
go.
winnable.
So fuck it up.
Oh shit. So wait, at this point, what was the count? We had lost. I think we had lost 3 at this point.
I think it was 3-6. 3-5 maybe.
So we lose Dank at the very start, and then we just lost Mew Mew and
died.
Niwu dies.
Yeah, go, 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 go,
Right
go.
after.
So we're taking
Okay.
a. We're taking
3v5.
3v5, so this is dangerous. Oh, we have ults.
They're all dead.
This is winnable. There you go.
Nice job, guys.
So now it's a
Warrior's coming in, Warrior's
3v3.
coming in, so it's
Junk on left, junk on left.
We kill the
Kill
junk
junk, kill
first,
junk,
I
kill
think.
junk, kill
I'm
junk.
coming back.
Focus junk, focus junk.
Rallying.
Junk mid, junk mid. Here we go.
Got them both.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Very sloppy fight.
Good shit, guys.
So yeah,
Entertaining to watch.
we're
Bunch
learning
of counter
more.
comms.
We're learning more from Frost here than ourselves. But yeah, that was a sloppy fight
Yeah.
on our part. Honestly,
We should have lost that fight.
Yeah, honestly, against a good team, we're losing that fight, saving all our ults and just engaging with everything.
New
fact-
popping trans is what forced that fight, though, I think.
Yeah. Well, the fact that he forced trans and killed the Pharah immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
So that was just
So,
like, alright, we're kind of safe to engage here. We won't immediately get beamed on if we fucking show our
Yeah.
faces. So that definitely opened it up.
Yep.
And then we minefielded and diva bombed right away. So we got 2 more picks off that and turned it in our favor. But yeah, that was a scary fight to take. We shouldn't have won that one.
No, by any means, no, we shouldn't have. I don't know why their Junkrat decided to just hide.
He's not good.
Like, sure, hide from the Diva Bomb, but there's that quick second that I have to remake, which he could instantly burst me down. And I'm standing still, like, right next, like, at the bottom of the O. I'm essentially right there.
Back.
Focus junk, focus junk.
Rallying.
Junk
It was
mid.
earlier.
Kill junk, kill
Warrior's coming in, Warrior's coming in, so it's
junk
Diva.
on left, junk
A
on
little
left.
bit more.
Diva.
Oh,
Yeah, it was for
there we
there.
go.
They're all dead.
Oh, wow.
Right here. She's right there.
And she
And she
can,
go- she hides from the
can
bomb.
do the one-hit combo to get herself away from the bomb, too.
Yeah.
But she just walks away.
She may not have had mines.
Nice job, guys. Warrior's coming in, so it's
Junk
Diva.
on
Did
left,
she
junk on
die?
left.
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't die. She
Kill
was just
junk, kill
hiding.
junk, kill junk, kill junk.
Coming back.
She hid
Focus on
A.
focus,
She
focus
hid
on.
way too long. Rallying. B.
Junk
She's
mid,
not
junk
the
mid.
greatest anyway.
Here we go.
Got them both.
Nice.
Huge.
Good
good.
job. Oh, there I am. Hi.
Good shit, guys.
So, I talked shit about the monkey hold at the start of that fight, but it did what their tanks couldn't do the entire game, which was create a bunch of space.
Yeah.
So, what they did there, Mew Mew, and what we need to avoid doing when we're playing dive, is they tried to have their tanks be the playmakers. Their tanks went in, hard engaged, and were getting out by the time their Junk and Zen had even like made it to the front doorway. Whereas if they wait another 5 seconds before making those jumps, they have the full support of Junk and Zen. And we can't commit to the Junk and Zen, otherwise the tanks take out our back.
Junk honestly should rip us apart.
Yeah.
On the dotes.
Our
Especially
healers at
Junk
least.
Pharah. Especially Junk Pharah, that should just rip us apart, but they couldn't pull it off.
We were running Lucio, Zen, and Brig, which is very little healing. Like, honest,
Yeah.
like, overall healing, it's very little, but...
Captions like this.
The fuck?
Just in case you're wondering, that's what they look like.
Thanks, Mom.
Play of the
Thank you, Mom.
Mike Bean.
And the bean, play the game for the boop. We're gonna skip that.
Sorry,
Better
thing and the patience. We need
So-
to read their comp, figure out.
I will say this. We might have to do this VOD review in 2 different parts. This one being the first.
Alright, if it goes
Because
through it.
we'll have to go first.
You want to do the second map and then call it?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I got scared
Just for
in
the
this
sake of
map.
doing it, like if you guys are winning it.
Some play.
The Nubis or
We're gonna play run. Yeah.
Just in case you guys didn't know, we're gonna play Ryan's.
Let's
So-
look at our pregame comms too.
Your call.
Do healers? Do you want to play Mercy? We're gonna play run Zarya. So, do we want to run on a Mercy or on a Lucio?
I'll just wear a bitch out.
On a Mercy, then we run Pharah. Cool. Who wants to play the boring character?
Bean.
I got 10.
No, I called
I
Bean
got
because I
it.
wanted to play Ana. I don't know.
Yeah.
70% win rate.
I don't think I have that.
Christ.
Oof.
attackers incoming.
ASMR
Second.
Overwatch stream.
Hell yeah.
How did I get up here?
They didn't turn off skins.
No. Because it's not.
Oh, this
What's
is
it
when
called?
Clever was
Defensive.
AFK.
Alright, so
Yeah.
defensively, we
He
one
comes
swim.
back.
Whoa!
What the?
Hello?
Go base.
Okay, we're gonna rewatch the whole thing again.
Honor Mercy.
Alright, review
Just
first map.
On a Mercy.
Too far.
Wait.
They're pulling
Whoa.
back out.
They're pulling out.
Whoa! I have Barrage.
Wait, it's still waiting.
Whoa! This is plenty far in.
If they
Okay.
It was only 60 dead.
Just
Leave
stay
it
here.
here.
we
He
should
comes back as soon as this starts. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
and
yeah.
just use the cover of the
I
I
map.
think they get to the
Because
statue.
Mew shield won't
So they
last
have a
long.
good idea here.
Ryan's Prism.
They're like, let's put our junk on
They
the
got
high ground by
McCree,
the ride.
Ryan, Zarya. Looks like McCree goats, kinda. I don't see another. Oh,
Sure,
McCree
junk
jump.
They're going ride.
Yeah.
They never played goats, did they?
No.
Alright, rotate
think
back
so.
to where your
Oh, they had a
tanks
junk
are
ride,
at.
man.
I think
You
they
gotta take the high ground behind
may
your
have played
Zarya,
it
I
once.
think,
They
and
put her on
push it.
heels.
Are they going all the
I
way
think, for it.
around?
Yeah, looks
Bottom,
like
bottom,
it.
bottom.
Bottom.
I'm in.
There we go.
Fine.
Bubbling,
Comes like
bubbling.
shit.
I'm on Ryan.
Run.
Ryan's down. I gotta put my
Bubble in
shield
one.
up.
Bubble in one.
Rising.
You're low. Okay, I'm coming back in.
Go.
I think I called that res too late, but it's still working. Should have found
I'm
a
on
point.
Ryan. I'm on
You
Ryan.
got it like
No,
halfway through it.
it was fine though, cause like, it made me and Mew Mew know we couldn't commit to anything just yet.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
even if you're mid-res, just let us know, hey, the heals aren't there for a second, and it will change our play.
Where'd you go?
Just hide.
And we did our job in that we just made space, distracted them, Niwu hit some shots, we won the fight that way. Molly farmed a fucking quick-ass goal lessons there.
Ryan
but
coming in,
kinda
Ryan coming in,
wasted
Ryan
it.
no joke.
Right, coming in.
Okay, coming back, rolling back. Nice.
They got 2 ticks out of that first fight, I didn't even realize.
Yeah,
Another Zarya.
That's why I was saying fight on point.
So what happened there, and the reason we weren't able to commit to point, is they actually got a really big pin on me. But I was full health, and I got, like, pocketed as soon as I got pinned. So I'm pretty sure I hit, like, 80 HP or some dumb shit. I should have died. If they pick me there, it's a different fight, and yeah, we gotta watch out, because that's a situation where I should have saved my self bubble.
Mhm.
And I should have
As soon
just
as you see
like
the
ate
thing
it.
come
Yeah.
before you just- Yeah.
You
And I
can
guess
charge
that
with
could
the
also
ball.
serve as another point. Like maybe you can, if you see your Ryan pinning something, you can maybe put in a little bit of damage on that target, so you can guarantee that
Yeah.
kill.
100%.
Especially if it's like
let's do
another
that.
Ryan.
At least get something on him.
Yeah, because pin only does 300, so at best you're getting 375 with the first swing, and
Yeah.
that first swing's not even always guaranteed.
And if the Ryan's pinning a Zarya that just self-bubbled, just pop the bubble before the impact.
Yeah, that can
Easy
be
kill.
huge. Absolutely huge.
Who did that damage? That was beautiful.
I'm 65 to grab here.
I hold Valk
I have
like,
Barrage.
literally all game.
I have Valk.
We can try to punish their aggression with a shatter. Be patient with that one, Mew. And
I think I should have
uh,
used it more, by the way. Or
Yes and no.
Yes
So the reason you held it and the reason like the ult economy got super weird is Niwu started popping off and just staggering the game altogether.
Barrage.
yeah, there was just no real need to.
Yeah,
We're
there's
gonna have to get that
absolutely
McCree
no
down
reason.
before I can barrage though.
Well, yeah. Hopefully we shatter him.
After a certain point, it's like,
pushing
yeah,
right
I'm
in.
just
Oh,
power
you!
boost this guy.
Let's fucking
Yeah.
go, dude.
Yeah, they're backing out probably.
They're backing out probably. Humble as fuck.
New, huge, dude. Yeah, they're backing out. Probably. Should I be spamming this or no? That.
I mean, make sure not to hit the Zarya too much.
Nice.
Junk down. That's huge. They're pulling back out.
I wasn't sure what to say there.
They're in right.
We eventually made the call, but just in case nobody's looking that way, we can call their pathing here because the comms are relatively silent. We can just be like they're posturing, looking for ride.
They're in right.
They're going.
They're going ride again.
Looks like they're gonna do the same approach.
Yeah, they're going. I see them. They're left side.
Hide.
This is a bold ass shot, dude. Did you?
Yeah, Mia wasn't
did you
even there to
keep
protect.
that? Yeah, did
Yeah.
you? He literally found the little sliver where neither Rhine shield was, and like, oh, let me just pop this guy in the head real quick.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I got pooped in the air. I got
Final
pooped in
point,
the air.
final point.
Right.
That Rhine purple call should have came in immediately from Bean.
I'm on Lucio. Lucio can die. Lucio can die.
Lucio low.
Lucio dead.
No more.
Some more and wait, Junkrat come back. He's one.
Junkrat sleeping.
Junkrat 1 HP.
We do a good job here following those up.
They have a widow.
I think we got the.
They have a widow.
They had a widow.
Back.
They had a widow. Good call.
Pop everyone off first.
Thank you.
Let's go, Niwu. Nice
Good
job.
call. Nice pick, Niwu.
I have grab for this fight.
And now
Yeah,
it's
I'm
last
gonna-
fight. I'm gonna end up.
Let's so check it. We're gonna Valk and damage boost
Ready.
all of us into the grab.
All right, I'll keep my shatter in case there's a lot for the last push.
They have a Hanzo now instead of a widow.
That's a good call.
They're gonna have grab as well, so watch out for it.
I don't want to peek this.
I'm surprised they didn't grab when we grabbed. That could have changed a lot.
I mean, y'all were
Pushing
close
right
enough
now.
anyways.
Yeah, but restricting Mew Mew's movement on the follow up and restricting our ability to just like be in the grab. Yeah,
6 till 8. 6 till
that's
8.
how you usually see that happen in like the higher elo games. It's just like, all right, my team's grabbed. I'm gonna keep your team right over there too.
Oh yeah.
They're going stairs again.
You see him?
Nope.
You see him? Yeah, I'm gonna grab the wall right here when they push in.
Great positioning there, Dank. I'm pretty sure you find a pick right here, but just the fact that they drop and their whole team hasn't dropped yet, you get those free rockets in. That was really good.
Do it. I got ice break. Huge.
Nice.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Kill the
Sorry,
Zarya.
just
Sorry, sleeping.
No, I missed.
I wanted to kill him. Fuck, killed him.
Huge.
That's
Good
me.
fucking
Well,
shit.
it's easy. Nice.
Nice job, guys.
Good shit, guys.
Oh shit. The round's complete. Whoops.
Oh shit, the round's complete. Whoops.
I was trying to prepare for like next push.
You're like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go.
What are we gonna do?
One more time. Let's go.
They ran the same like shit.
Let's see attack plan.
What was it? 3-4
We
times?
could try dive
the
ghost
same
if we
direction
think
I
they can't
goes.
beat it.
Do you want to
Yeah.
do dive goats, or
Yeah.
do you want to do what we talked about earlier?
Meanwhile,
Like,
we
two
try
heroes
a
in the mech.
comp right at the beginning. Doesn't work. We
Oh,
switch it right away. We're like, nah, we
hybrid
got this
goats.
We
shit.
could try it. We
I
could
don't
try
think you've
May.
tried it.
I like the May if we push left side
I'm fine with that.
and just wall behind them and walk on top of them.
Wait,
I think we tried normal ghost.
I feel like
Yeah,
that
was so
sad.
That was so sad.
All right, let's
Sorry for
check it. Let's go pure goats then. Let's just go. If it's a comp we can fuck up with May, we'll switch on to it. But let's start on pure goats and just push
Alright.
left side.
I am the best, baby.
And we'll take the route that Bean proposed earlier. We'll go left side, use the natural cover of the map, and then just speed boost in once we have all
We
the
do a
cooldowns up.
great job on the
Behind
way
the
in.
boxes.
They just get a
Yeah,
great
are we,
try
going
charge
into
on
that,
us.
are we going into that room behind the boxes or just using the boxes as cover?
Using the boxes as cover, and
Which, if
like,
we punish
you
better,
and
we win the first fight
healers,
and
let
just
us know
win
if you're not
outright.
safe. But you and I are
Yep.
just gonna try to create space so that we can like what we
Mute.
discussed
Mute
is
us.
soft resets. So if we push in, use all our cooldowns, we'll back up a little, chill, and then we'll go in.
One. Attackers.
But yeah, we're pushing left side by the boxes,
Defend objective.
not into the room.
All right, let's go down here.
Dank, you and I need to not have those conversations
What do you mean?
about specifics of things like that. Because
Okay.
the fights develop so fast, like, those little specifics don't really matter.
Okay.
So, like, all that time we
It
spent
was
talking
more
about...
of like initial push. I was wondering if we were just gonna hold behind the boxes or go into that room. So you
Yeah,
can-
I'm just
yeah.
saying we do spend a lot of time talking about unnecessary things where we could talk about, like, what do we do if I have this? What do we do if I have this? Rather than just like basic pathing and like spending a bunch of time on the way and talking about.
Real quick, what were y'all talking about? Actually, I had no idea what y'all
where
were
we were
talking
gonna
about.
position once we got into the fight. If we were gonna position right behind the boxes on the left side, or if we were gonna go all the way into the room.
I am not too familiar with that, so I don't think it's familiar. Right,
And honestly, with goats, it's just
fucked.
with goats, it's just go where the run goes.
All right, hug these rocks, and then we.
Yeah,
Time, I don't know where I'm going.
We'll speed onto him.
Well,
Three,
it doesn't matter if we all go there together.
1, go.
You want to go back to spawn? We'll go together.
Let's go.
Yeah, straight up.
Chill, kill the Ryan, kill the Ryan.
So, I don't think he even meant to do it, but I bubbled you on the charge, and his pin lasted so long, the bubble expired.
Yeah. Get him, beat him.
Beat him
I
hard.
feel like we took way too long to kill him right there.
We
Yeah, I don't
we
know
did
what
take a long time to collapse. It should have been a... What would it be? Rockets?
We got right back, but
No, for sure. But, like, thinking about how we could have just, like, capitalized super fast and won this fight, we nade the pin, keep Mew Mew alive, anti-him, bash him, and it's an easy kill, and then we all turn around and deal with Junk.
Oh, that's not good.
You're dead.
Where Junk now gets to kill Niwu, and we lose our main source of healing.
Nice jump, by the way.
You guys are down.
say nice jump, by the way. We're down 2 healers. Okay.
No.
And Exotic's actually at 60% after this fight on
Yeah.
Grav already, which is really bad for him. If we continue running goats in it, we probably win with like 30 seconds left or in overtime. Just because like we did feed super hard. They had Grav Dragon probably next fight. If we didn't win like outright at the beginning, so us switching on to dive goats here was
Yeah, it was a good
insane.
call.
Die.
I'm trying to. They weren't looking at me.
Okay.
Oh, we can fuck this up with dive goats.
Go fuck
Let's make
yourself.
it up.
Why do you say that specifically?
Yeah, because they have Zed.
Why did I say that, you said?
Yeah.
Hanzo, Junk, Zen.
Bang, Zen. They're all really diveable.
Okay.
Super diveable.
Junk, not
especially the
as
Zen.
much.
The thing is,
Junk
like,
can kind of. Hanzo can't get too far.
and they're all, like, to be effective, they all want to be stationary.
Mm-hmm.
So, in dive, where things are moving super fast and we're pressuring them out of their comfortable areas, and, like, we cut off Zen's effectiveness because he's just, like, running away from a dive tank or dead already. Junk is either spraying or putting grenades into a Matrix or a Winston bubble or a Hammond that's at 1000 HP. Hanzo is probably the easiest dive target and the most threatening of them. And then we get to play around their tanks rather than run into the Jag and Exotic combo that They weren't giving us trouble per se, but like they could have given us trouble. Especially with the junk Moira, like they did have the tools to outlast us potentially in a fight.
We could have checked that out.
It's all good, baby. Let's
go. Alright.
We're gonna push right side and then dive from there.
You switched.
I should have just shot
Don't use
the.
cooldowns to get in.
If
Just
I
let 'em
shoot
walk
the
in.
junk trap here and kill it, it's such a clean fight.
Just low ground.
Yeah.
I got stuck so nasty.
Hanzo and Junk are on high ground.
The Ana would have been perfectly fine right here, correct?
You even called it.
Yeah, Ana would have been totally fine.
Ana would have been pretty good here.
I think Zen worked because the Discord allowed Mew to secure the kill with me not being there.
I'm good.
Yeah.
There's a trap on left side, so beware.
But ideally, we want the Ana, and you did not be trapped.
We should probably go for the Hanzo.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
So my thinking after the match was actually sending Dank and Niwu around the back, like all the way around, and have them engage from right here.
Yeah, we should have, because we're not as mobile. We can't get to the dive target when it's on the high ground.
Plus, Niwu right here is super safe and super scary.
Yeah, for sure. And if I can protect him, then it's
exactly.
Dive the Hanzo. That's what we do.
Okay.
Dive the Hanzo.
So Hanzo is up top. I'm gonna dive in 3. 1, 2, 3.
We're so nervous.
I'm on Hanzo.
Hanzo dead?
Hanzo's down.
Oh, your support's got shadow.
Zen. I'm on the Zen. Zen down.
The Junkrat jumps down just to jump back up.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I did not notice that mid game.
I didn't hear it either.
I didn't hear it the last 2 times I've watched this fucking VOD.
I'm gonna dive in
so
3.
let's slow this down real quick.
1, 2, 3.
So we're decent here. Tinsy has no armor. Tinsy's at like half HP, so it is kind of.
I think I hit him with the armor pack, right? I hit it with. I hit
Mew. Yeah.
I'm on Hanzo.
So Tinsy's in a tricky spot, but because he's with Mew, they're kind of alright. What's up, Tinsy? Or was that?
I'm on the Zen.
Would that be considered diving the Hanzo?
Yeah.
So it looked like we just dove the Junkrat.
No.
Well, you guys were targeting Hanzo and then went on the Hanzo. Like he was your focus. Like you guys went straight on the Hanzo there.
Even if Hanzo and Junk both jump down right here, it's still a successful dive. Okay. Our goal here as tanks and as a comp in general is not so much like obviously we can secure the kills. Hell yeah, go for those kills. But if we jump up here and just clear the high ground, we're in a good spot. Now they're all bundled the fuck up, and we soft reset, re-engage with all our cooldowns. They shattered, so well we got to pick. They shattered, we beated, so like that definitely changed the dynamic of the fight. But that's what dive comp aspires to do, is just like flush space, like make them super
people to where they don't be.
Yeah.
Like you take them from where they want to be and make them fuck off.
Yeah, just make them very uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And the way we engaged was perfect because I think they only got 1 junk grenade that hit before we actually fucking jumped on them. They got no poke value out of that fight at all.
Yep.
So that was really big too. And
Mew was like extremely low before she jumped. I don't know what the fuck happened to her.
It might have been 2 junk grenades. Let's see.
I started poking when I was trying to figure out who to jump on.
Yeah, so right here, Mew is showing face, probably ate a couple nades.
Trap on left side, so beware.
Mew.
Trap on left side, so beware.
Pick out the target.
Gets caught by trap.
We should probably go for the Hanzo.
I just peeped using that little carousel.
I think it was either Bean or Dank. One of you called that Mew should call the engage here. I should be the one calling the engage. Because I can like...
I don't know who said it, who said for her to call, but when she called the Hanzo, she was like, maybe we should call and go for the Hanzo. I'm like, alright, we're going on the Hanzo.
Yeah, like, yeah, for sure.
We know where the Hanzo's at, we're going on it.
But right before that happened, I was getting ready to do the same thing, but I was gonna like call it
Yeah.
on my slam rather than on
Yeah, I know.
on the jump, because my slam takes a second longer to set up.
I don't know who suggested that she calls it, but
Yeah, I
was
think it might have
Bean.
been. Yeah, I think it might have been Bean. But traditionally, yes, the Winston is the one that calls the engage. But with triple tank dive, we wanna put the Hammond like
the
in
Hammond has a really
position.
good. So
Yeah, the sidelines on the Hammond are insane.
Okay.
make that call.
Okay.
Dive the Hanzo. That's what we do.
Okay.
Dive the
So Krosky's right
Hanzo.
here. It could be punishable if like the moment. So I'm watching him here. I'm dodging his orbs. If I'm calling like 3, 2, 1 Zen, we could get him like right as he alt fires. But their tanks are right here, so it's kind of.
We also couldn't see anybody except for the Hanzo, I think.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
kind of
kinda
why I was like, that's kind of why I wanted to call that engage. Is me sitting on the bottom left right here. I see most of their team from third person, without them
Yeah.
seeing me, so I can
also-
get a good look at it.
If we also did dive the Zen, we'd leave both DPS up on top.
Oh, for sure, and they are
Yeah,
the biggest
so-
threat in this comp.
The Hanzo was probably the better call
For sure.
altogether because it could have went a lot different.
And here's what I was also kind of curious about the Junkrat dive is that diving Junkrat I feel like is kind of dangerous sometimes due to that, like, if they know they're diveable, then they're gonna place like a trap to where like near them when they get dove.
If a dive tank eats a trap, it's no big deal.
And again, she's not the best Junkrat.
Well, no, we should be thinking in terms of like playing against the
Yeah.
like peak level. So
Well, yeah,
what I was about to say is along those lines too. Like, what do we do if the Hanzo leaps away? But like I said, like we just need to create that space. We just need to posture for a second, then wait maybe 3 to 4 seconds without showing our face, and we have all our cooldowns back. So,
The Shatter kind of forced the fight. Once the Shatter
for
happened,
sure,
we
for
had
sure.
to beat, and then everybody had to collapse onto it.
yeah, and like this is a
Honestly-
game of rapidly changing win conditions. So
Yeah, for sure. And I think here, if we dive the Zen, if Mew doesn't drop the bubble immediately, we all get shattered and lose this fight.
that's a good point as well. Yep.
Hanzo.
So, also, Tinsy, about addressing the concern about diving junk. That's what defense matrix is for. That's why ideally you're landing your monkey with melee, like monkey landing and meleeing, Diva flying into him and meleeing, and then him and slamming. That should just delete him altogether. So like he won't even get a chance to get value out of a trap.
So
if we play
your
it right.
landing kills. Your landing.
Well, I
your
should
three
land
tanks
first.
landing should be able
Well,
to kill
yeah.
your initiate target
Exactly.
without any like extra zap or rockets or anything. It should just be jump pack in melee, booster in melee, and then slam all
Yep.
together.
Because it's 100 damage from the slam, plus 30 from each melee, so that's 190 already. And then boosters do 50, do they? Or 30? Might be
I don't know.
melee damage. It's probably 30. So then you get another 30, and then you get Winston landing, which I think is 50.
I think it's 50.
So that's another 80. We're doing like 280 damage off that combo, if it all hits. Before we even fire a bullet.
Hanzo is up top.
That's
I'm gonna
something we
dive
can
in-
try to practice. Just the triple tank dive with or without goats healers. We can just practice like all three of us going on a target on a countdown.
3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Is this
Both
card?
Hanzo and
This
Junkrat
card?
up
Wait.
there. I'm on Hanzo.
Hanzo dead.
Hanzo's down.
Okay.
So Mew might die here if Junk doesn't drop,
Yeah.
but that's why Tinsy's there. So if Tinsy doesn't go with Mew right here, Junk gets to sit up there. Hanzo turns, doinks her in the face. Junk hits a mine and a thing. She's dead. But Tinsy matrixing even one of those things keeps Mew alive. We win this fight.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'm
your
going
support's
to
got
Zen.
shattered. We
I'm on
can't
the
get up
Zen.
there.
I'm on the Zen. Zen down. I'm on
Rallying.
Turbo Tower.
I got my back.
we
It's
just
even
slow that
funnier
down?
in slow mo.
Can you take that down to 0.25, please?
To be honest, I should have not taken that charge.
Oh, there's the dragon.
That's
Honestly-
scared the shit out of me.
Forcing him to charge right there was best possible scenario. If he plays
Yeah.
safe, if they play for the soft reset. Oh, look at Niwu. Niwu actually took the position that I was talking about.
Yeah, he did.
He's just chilling.
I was getting fucked the whole time, and he's standing back there in the choke.
Oh yeah.
Scared me. No, the reason why I said that though is because like he was charging already, and I could have just easily just sidestepped, but I just take it face fucking first.
Oh well, rip.
Yeah.
Just defense matrix his charge forehead.
Yeah, God,
True.
use that gamer brain.
Alright,
I've done that to shatters before. I'm like, oh shit, he's about to shatter because I'm so used to playing Reinhardt, but
It's
I'm
like,
playing Diva instead.
I'm gonna eat it. Wait a minute.
Eat the
Fuck.
shatter.
It's not a shield. Matrix.
So, do we want to save the VOD review of the rest of it for next practice, or do we want to just try to tackle that sometime tomorrow?
Down right there.
We can do it sometime earlier tomorrow.
Yeah,
no.
it'll take 20-25 minutes altogether, so.
I think Anubis is the one that we have to hit the hardest. That
Yeah,
seems to
for sure.
be
That
our
was
worst
the
map.
sloppiest.
That seems to consistently be our worst map, and I think it's just second point.
I think it's just 2CP in general. We gotta fix our brains on how we approach it.
Yep. Agreed. But like Temple, I feel like it's a rough one for us.
Temple's tricky because the walks from spawn can be so long that like when you do start taking those staggers, it's super tilting.
Yep.
Well, that's it. Put this on YouTube, so.
Oh no, I've been shit talking this whole time.
Oh no! All those bad things we said about Nivu's widow.
Trash can.